Hi, it's Carrie here, and this is a check-in. It's been a few months since we finished up the Earn with English online masterclass, and I'm here to check in with you. How are you doing? How's it going? How far have you gotten on your 7-step go forward plan? Well, today, one of the things that I think trips people up and holds us back is exactly what I'm doing here. Video, right? We don't feel comfortable on video. We think our voice sounds weird. Our face looks weird. We're not as young as we used to be. Maybe we don't have as much hair as we used to have. All of those things get in the way of us actually going forward and completing this task, which holds us back from working on a lot of the online platforms. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to encourage you to take this step. Be brave. Put yourself out there. I guarantee you nobody is going to evaluate your video the way you're going to evaluate your video. You're new to them. They haven't been looking at you over the last 20 years at the mirror, things changing, falling, getting wrinkly. They don't know what you used to look like. They have nothing to compare you to. They want to get to know you. They want to see your personality. They want to know what kind of teacher you're going to be. They want to know how you're going to help them. And so here is your call to action. Make that video. Just do it. Just throw it out there as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you've gone on to some of those online platforms and looked at some of the videos of some of the top selling teachers, you will see they're not that good. They've got broken down Venetian blinds behind them. They're wearing, a sweatshirt or a hoodie, but they come across as if they care about their future student, as if they're eager to teach them, as if they're passionate about what they're about to do, how invested they are in how much they can help their future student. That's really what your future student is looking for. They're not evaluating your looks, your age, your haircut, none of it. What they're looking for is somebody that they feel some kind of connection with. And so, because this is your call to action, what I've done is I've downloaded the worksheet that you got, the checklist rather, that you got at the Earn with English online masterclass called Showing Your Personality and Professionalism. This is the one that helps you get the tasks done to complete your video. So I'm going to run through them really quickly. The first thing you want to make sure you have is good lighting. You can see I have pretty good lighting right now. I invested in what's known as a ring light. It is a big ring that projects light right onto my face. You can see there's a couple of shadows in the back here, but they're not overly distracting, and I don't have a lot of shadow on one side of my face or another. You don't have to invest in a ring light, but a way that you can get really good light, just like I have, is shoot your video in front of a window with natural light coming in from the outside. I guarantee you it will take 5 to 10 years off your face. Okay, a pleasing, non-distracting background. Well, I do have a lot of things in my background here, but that is by design. They, in my opinion, are pleasing. So I'm sort of setting up a certain look and feel for who I am and what I'm all about with my background. You don't have to do that. If you just find even just this plain wall would be perfect. It's neutral, it's not distracting, there's not a lot of things going on. I don't have an unmade bed behind me or a closet with things spilling out of it. Avoid those types of things. It's pretty easy, right? The next thing, equipment check. You need a video camera or a smartphone. I'm shooting this on my smartphone. Very, very easy. I do have an external mic that I just tapped, which probably made a big sound. I apologize. I might have to edit that. So I do have an external mic, which helps because here in Mexico, we have concrete walls and they're not the best for acoustics. So if I make videos without the mic, the sound quality tends to be a lot less. You, again, don't have to invest in a mic, but you do want to be in a fairly closed off room that doesn't have a lot of empty space in it, or these sort of hard concrete walls where you might get some distracting echo in your video. Okay, video at the correct distance and height. See, now you can look at the video that I'm in, and oftentimes what I'm seeing right now on my phone is I get a grid of lines. And so it tells me exactly where I need to position my body, my face. You can see there's just a little bit of headroom at the top. And you want to be taking up at least 50% of the screen space, your body, right? Not just your face, but anywhere from here up is good. So position yourself a bit like I am now, and you'll be good to go. Making sure that your video is in landscape mode. You can see that I'm shooting horizontally, not vertically. You can do the same. I also, inside my ring light, there is a little place to put my video. So if you don't have that, or you're using natural light, maybe get some kind of tripod, stack up a bunch of books or something, because really if I'm way down here when I'm talking, I'm diminishing myself visually, right? Or if I'm way over here in the corner instead of right in the center, I'm giving, center stage to something else in the video besides me. The idea here is you are the focal point of your video. Know how to differentiate yourself. So what is it that's unique about you? This doesn't necessarily even have to relate to teaching. You could be talking about the places that you traveled in the world, a particular passion that you have, maybe even your field of study, or something that you feel really strongly that you do better than most people. That becomes your differentiator. So you've practiced speaking slowly and clearly. Now I want to point out, I do know that I speak rather fast, but I also know that my audience is native English speakers. If I was making a video for Cambly or Preply or italki, I would probably slow down my speech just a little bit. I wouldn't slow it down so much that I made the person feel like they couldn't keep up, or I made them feel bad about it, but I would slow it down a little bit so that they could process my words as they're taking it in, because I know they're not used to hearing English as much as a native speaker is. Okay, now if you plan on using any props, I have a prop. This could be considered a prop, just a piece of paper. Maybe, especially if you're planning on teaching kids, you might have some kind of toy or puppet or flashcard or something like that. Even if you're teaching adults, flashcards can be really, really helpful. A lot of people are visual learners as well as auditory learners, or more than auditory, they learn visually. So having these cards as reference can really resonate with some learners. Then you're going to, I have at the end of my checklist here, remember to say, I have a checklist of the things that you're going to say. So this is not going to be difficult. I know how much of a challenge this poses, and that this can be the thing that will stop you from moving forward. And I know you can do this. Follow the checklist. It's all right here. And here is essentially your script, okay? Say your name and where you're from, because as a native speaker, it might matter to the person who's considering hiring you where you're from and what kind of accent in English you might have. Okay, something about your teaching or training experience. Doesn't have to be English teaching, doesn't have to be formal teaching. Can be anything that you feel confident in as a teacher or a trainer. Almost all of us at this point in our life have done some kind of presentation, some kind of training, just reassuring them that, and please don't say I'm new to this, that is an absolute no, that you have the skills that they're looking for. Okay, a short bit about your teaching philosophy. What do I mean by teaching philosophy? Well, this doesn't have to be anything super complicated. This can just be, what kind of environment do you create for your learner? Do you like things to be kind of laid back and flowy? Are you more sort of academic and introspective, or really like to get into the nitty-gritty and explain things? There's no right answer here. But if you tell the student what kind of experience they can expect to have from you, or just let's say the vibe that you're going to create for them in your classes, that will also help them know whether or not that aligns with their learning style. And then you want to say how you will help them specifically. So maybe you're going to help them prep for interviews in English, or maybe you've taken a couple of classes on how to help with accent reduction, or perhaps you're really good with the verb conjugations and that's what you want to focus on with people. Maybe you're going to use music in your lessons, or movies or something like that. So how are you going to help them specifically? And then if you have some kind of extra fun thing that you're going to throw in there to make the learning more engaging for some students, you could add that too. Then you want to say, here it comes, you have to give them a call to action. In marketing, a call to action is basically go here, do this, right? So check out my schedule and book a lesson now. Go here, do this. Not, I can't wait to work with you. That's not a directive, right? So it needs to be, think of your call to action as a directive. If you don't feel comfortable saying book a lesson with me now, you could say something like, go check out my profile to see more about my career background. That is a go here, do this. And then in your written profile, you can make the, hey, book a lesson with me right now type of call to action. And at the end, I look forward to meeting you. I can't wait to work with you. I look forward to seeing you soon. Something along those lines that again is an expression that you would use, is something that you would say, shows off your personality a little bit. So there you have it. This video's been a little bit longer than my normal one, but hopefully you can see not so difficult. They are really interested in getting to know you here. You don't necessarily have to sell yourself or anything like that. Don't think of it like that. It's an introductory video. And you do want to encourage them to book a lesson with you, of course. If you don't, you're missing out. So just make that one little directive, go here, do this, and hit the stop button. And your video, honestly, this has been a long one for me because I'm explaining the process, but your introductory video can be anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes long. Not that hard to talk for a couple of minutes into a video and just upload it and send it to me. I'm happy to look it over for you. I'll give you some feedback. I'll maybe make a couple of recommendations for improvement. A lot of times what I say is, this is great. Go for it, post it, see how it works. And then if you want, and it's not getting you the business you want, it's not generating the interest that you want, go ahead and do it again later. But at least you jump the hurdle of fear that many of us have when it comes to making a video, and you get it up on there. And that in and of itself will make it easier to do the next time. Okay, so this is your call to action. Go make that video, send it to me. I want to see it soon.